Well, hello everybody. Good afternoon. Well, actually, good evening. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. You can actually share this video. I promise you, I'm not going to sell anything at the end. I am going to give you some content here tonight to really show, not really show you, but just to share with you some tips on how you can get to six figures in 2017. I know a lot of people are probably setting goals to hit this mark. Most of you all have never done it before. I'm going to share with you out of experience, personal experience, of some things that I've done to be able to create the results consistently over the past couple of years that I was able to create. So again, I wanted to welcome everybody to the live Facebook Live. I was going to do this on my Facebook page, but a lot of people don't jump on there. So I'm going to do it on my profile. I'm going to share it over there. But I want you to really pay attention to this. After this live is done, I am going to put it on YouTube as well. So if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe and comment on this video. If you like the video, make sure you like the video as well. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more updates from me. If you're on Facebook, make sure you like this video, share it, comment. I would love to hear your comments about what I'm saying here tonight. And subscribe to my Facebook Lives. If you are on Facebook as well, make sure you go like my fan page and you subscribe to my fan page, because I'm going to start doing these type of things more from my page than I am actually on my regular profile. Okay, I'm going to try to shift everything over there, but I am going to share with you how to earn six figures in 2017 and beyond. Okay, we're going to talk about 2017 now, because again, most of y'all have never done it before, and these are some goals that you may have. So I'm going to jump right into it. Now, first of all, in order for you to go to a new place in income, you have to go to a new place mentally. You cannot, again, carry into this year some of the same habits and the same ways that you were thinking in 2016 into 2017 and expect to experience or receive different results in your business or in your life. A lot of people are transitioning from employee to entrepreneur, and there's a huge learning curve. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's easy. There's a learning curve attached to that, to where you have to learn how to work independently. You have to learn how to think differently, as opposed to waiting on someone to tell you what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. You have to learn how to be self-sufficient as an entrepreneur. You have to learn how to have a backbone if you don't already have one as an entrepreneur. You have to learn how to ignore people, because you are going to have people that are going to try to deter your path, because maybe they don't understand what you're doing. Maybe they don't believe in what you're doing. Maybe they think it's a scam, right? They call it a pyramid, okay? Which technically, corporate America is a pyramid, because a pyramid, you have one at the top and everybody else falls below that person, and you will never exceed or make more than the person at the top. That's corporate America. That's a pyramid, okay? But people say a lot of ignorant things and do a lot of ignorant things. And as an entrepreneur, sometimes you get bombarded with a whole lot of stuff that you're not mentally prepared for. So my goal here is to mentally prepare you for it, okay, as much as possible, so that when certain things happen or occur in your life, you're like, hey, Reginald already told me or warned me about that. Because you are going to have family. You're going to have naysayers that may not believe in your vision or your dream. You're going to have people that don't think that you're going to be successful in whatever it is that you're doing. But once you develop a mind of an entrepreneur and you start really getting into personal development, again, personal development is an ongoing process, okay? And I want you to catch two things I just said here. I said ongoing, which means that you're going to do it forever, okay? And process, which means that it is a process, okay? I don't have to define what a process is, okay? But it's an ongoing process, which means that it's something that you should practice daily, okay? So that you're equipped to deal with the hardships that you will encounter as an entrepreneur, because there are going to be some. Everything is not going to be peachy and rosy, all right? You got to remember that as an entrepreneur, you are fighting for your life, essentially. You are working towards becoming a top 1% income earner. If I want to call it a 1%, I'm just going to say you're working towards becoming some of the top income earners in the world. Okay, not a whole lot of people in the world make six figures, right? So this is what you are working towards. Let alone not enough people or not a lot of people have the guts to be an entrepreneur. So there's going to be a lot of things that you encounter, and again, I recommend that you get heavily into personal development. That should be your daily routine, okay? To get at least 30 minutes a day of personal development. You got Grant Cardone, you got Jeffrey Combs, you got Danny Johnson, Ty Falcone, just to name a few people. You got books that you need to read to change your mindset. Because again, and I'm spending a lot of time on this because I just think about the things that we were taught in school, and a lot of it we're not going to use it in our everyday life, but we were taught, hey, you go to school, get your diploma, get your degree, go to work, slave for somebody else the rest of your life. Okay, so if you were taught that for 18 years, how can you expect you to learn how to be a successful entrepreneur in 30 days? I want you to think about that for a minute, because so many people join these businesses, and if they don't make money in 30 days, or if they don't make money in 2 weeks or in 24 hours, they quit. Okay, they're out of here. It don't work. Okay, it's not for me. But you have not realistically given yourself time to develop into that person that could actually be successful in whatever it is that you're doing. You got to give yourself time to change. Okay, because we've been, I would say, lied to for 18 years to a certain degree, okay, about the things that we learned in school, and we thought that was the only way. So now when a new idea of becoming an entrepreneur happens, we got to give ourselves time to develop. Now, it may not take 18 years for you to do that, but at least give yourself a year if you're new, okay, to transform if you do these things consistently. Okay, next thing is you need to learn new skill sets, ladies and gentlemen. And this is critical. You cannot be limited or boxed in as a marketer if you expect to scale your business in 2017. This is something that I've been preaching for a long time, and I don't know if people are adhering to what I'm saying or paying attention, but you got to pay attention to what the people are doing who are successful. I don't watch everybody for the most part, but one thing that I've learned is that successful people have more than one marketing strategy going for themselves. Okay, it's a given. It just makes sense. Okay, because if you are only driving in one direction and that road closed, right, then where are you going to go? What are you going to do? And that's what a lot of people do in their marketing. They only do one method of marketing. And then when the well dries up on that marketing strategy, they think that, hey, the business doesn't work anymore. So I'm going to go and do another company and hit the same people with this new deal. And they do that repeatedly over and over for years for some people, or for months. And then at the end of the year, you realize you only made like $10,000, if that. Okay, if you're lucky. At the end of the year, when you thought you were really doing something, when in essence, you could have made a whole lot more. Okay, if you would have learned new skills. Don't limit yourself to Facebook marketing. I love Facebook marketing. It's a blessing and a curse at the same time. But I don't limit myself to it. I sponsor a lot of people on Facebook, but I also sponsor a lot of people on YouTube. I sponsor a lot of people when I do solo ads, paid traffic, when I do postcard marketing, when I do newspaper ads. I'm not limited or restricted or boxed in to Facebook, because Facebook is not the I guess the only deal or the only way you can make money. And unfortunately, a lot of people that are limiting themselves on Facebook are really killing their businesses slowly. Because what end up happening is, for most people, this is what I see, this is my observation, is that the intention or the intent is to market, but you end up being distracted by what other people are doing. You're too busy paying attention to what everybody else is doing, what everybody else is promoting. And all of a sudden, hey, the well is drying up on my side, but I'm too blind to see it. So maybe what they're promoting sounds good, it looks good. I'm going to take a look or a peek at that and see if that will work. And it only works temporarily, and you find yourself repeating the same process over and over again, hitting the same people with different companies over and over again, and nobody takes you serious. right? Eventually, those people that are following you for company to company, they're going to stop following you when they come to their senses. And you're not ever going to attract anybody to your business or any leaders to your business if you're operating like that. Number 3, develop a system or process. You have to have a system or process, okay, in order for you to be successful. Now, when I say a system, I don't mean like a marketing system to where you have capture pages and all this stuff pre-configured and all that. That's not what I'm talking about. When I say system, I mean that you have to have a system or a process that you take prospects to that will result into a call to action. Okay. For example, okay, let's use this as an example. When I was in a network marketing company, I had a process, and this is typically still the process, but I do it differently now since I'm marketing mainly online. But the process was, whenever I had a lead, I would pick up the phone and I would call them and create an initial connection with that prospect. I talk to them, I get to know them, what have you. I ask them a few qualifying questions. And then if I feel like it's a match, then step 2 would be to actually either 3-way them onto a presentation or sizzle call, or to send them a video presentation that would give them more information about the business that I'm doing. Okay, that's 2 steps. Number 1 is connect. Number 2, okay, is actually show the information after you establish that they are qualified to go to the next step. And then the 3rd phase of my process was to close the sale after they see the information. So when I send them to the video, first of all, let's rewind for a minute. When I send them to the video, I don't tell them, hey, when can you watch it? Can you watch it tomorrow or whatever? Because personally, I don't have time for tomorrow. I want to get it done today. Because if you give people too much time or too much room to think about it, or too long to think about it, they're not going to do it. Okay. They're going to talk themselves or think themselves out of an opportunity. So I say, hey, I only have a few spots available for yada, yada, yada. Could you take a look at this within the next hour? Or can you take a look at this now within the next 30 minutes? Because I have a few more people I need to call, and I'm looking to make a decision tonight on those people who I would like to work with personally, or whatever you can say. You got to have swagger, ladies and gentlemen, posture, swagger. You have the opportunity, and people are inquiring by contacting you. Stop operating in fear and being so scared to talk to people and instructing people on what it is that you need them to do or what it is that you want them to do. You should not have no fear in your heart because you have something that they want. They contacted you. So however you direct them and by you asking for the sale, ultimately it's going to get you more sales. So after I do that, okay, after I do that, get them on the presentation, I call them back and I let them know, hey, if I call you back in 30 minutes and you don't answer the phone, I'm going to automatically assume, I tell people this, that you're not interested, and I'm going to take your name off my list, okay? Because my time is very valuable, and I don't want to waste time with people. So does that sound fair, John? Does that sound fair, Sue, whoever it is? Okay? After I do that, take them through that process. I call them back. If they answer the phone, I ask them a few more qualifying questions. This is an interview script that I have inside of our Facebook groups. I ask them, hey, what did you like best about what you saw? Again, learn this from Danny Johnson. Okay, when you say you like that, what do you mean by that? I'm going to make them sell themselves. All right, ask a few more questions, and then I ask them, hey, let's go ahead and get you started. Okay, let's go ahead and get you started. Okay, I assume the sale, and I start taking the application, or I direct them to a website and have them do it. Because sometime or most of the time, okay, people are waiting on you to make the decision for them. And if you're not making a decision for them, someone else will. And you're going to lose out on a lot of sales. But I have a process that I take people through. Now, if you're doing a business online, it may be slightly different, but you have to have a process that you take people through that results in a certain action at the end of that process. Because if you don't have a plan of action or a plan of process, then you're just basically out here winging it, hoping for something good to happen. All right. It's time to get past this winging it for success thing, right? You got to learn to write down exactly what it is that you're looking to accomplish and how it is that you're going to accomplish it. Okay, I'm looking for people to do this certain thing. After they do this, yada yada, so on and so forth. Okay, does your program or company have mass appeal? Now, sometimes this is beyond your control, but this is something you really need to think about, because I've seen people join some weird programs, and I'm not knocking them. But if the program that you're in does not have mass appeal, it's going to be very challenging for you to hit six figures any year, for that matter. Now, if the company is not doing their part to make it appeal to the masses, and you happen to be passionate about that company, or you are in love with that company and you want to just make it work, then it's going to be your responsibility to create that mass appeal for that company. Okay, because if you can appeal to the masses, then you're going to get to your goal a whole lot faster. I've been in companies to where the marketing from the corporate side sucked. I'm gonna be honest with you, it was terrible. They didn't really have no focus point. They didn't really have no mass appeal at all. I'm just gonna say it like that. Nothing was really attractive about it. The websites were ugly. Everything was jacked up. Okay, but we created a structure to where we created an environment. Let me say it like this. We created an environment that everybody wanted to be a part of, which ultimately gave our community that mass appeal, which led to us bringing in over 30 something thousand people in our community, and me earning a whole lot of money. Okay. But we had to do that. We had to do that, not the company. We did that because we were passionate about the purpose of that company and what they were doing at that time. Okay. And we believe we could make it work, even though they weren't pulling their weight with the marketing and everything like that. But we went out and we became innovative and created that mass appeal or sex appeal that drew people into our community and into that company. All right. Next thing is know your target market. Okay. You have to know who you're talking to. If you don't know who you're talking to, you're probably not going to be talking to anybody. If you're wondering why you post stuff and you're not getting any engagement, it's because you're not talking to your target market. Okay. More than likely, especially if you have a lot of friends, it's because you're not talking to your target market. You're just talking to a brick wall. Okay. And here's some things that you need to think about when you're talking about identifying your target market. Some people call it your avatar, which is basically an avatar is yourself in another body. Okay. But you can look at it that way. But here's what I do. Okay. What do they like? What do I like? Because if I want to go after people like myself, then I have to think like myself. What do I like? What drew me into the industry? What drew me into my company? All right. And by me doing that, I'm going to speak, okay, to those people specifically, because I know what I like. I know what type of person I am. So I'm going to attract people who are like me. Right. So who do your target market like? What do they like? Okay. Where do they shop? What do they eat? Okay. I'm just throwing out examples. Okay. What are their pressure points? When I say pressure points, what really tap into their emotions, right? What's going to get them, okay, to really pay attention to what you're saying? Now, for me personally, all right, I only can speak about my personal situation. I knew I was a person just like most Americans and most people in the world. Okay, I was a person that grew up in the urban areas. Okay, my mom did the best she can. She was a single mom. She raised me. You know, I watched my mom struggle as a single mom to raise my brother and I. Okay, went on to get married at a young age. Was broke, busted, and disgusted. All I had was a vision and a dream to be financially free. Didn't know how I was gonna do it. Lived paycheck to paycheck for a long time. Had cars repossessed. This is most people. Okay, this is my avatar. Okay, these are the people I'm talking to. Live paycheck to paycheck most of the time. Okay. So I could go on and on. Live paycheck to paycheck, had cars repossessed, slept on mattresses. Okay. When we first got married, slept on a mattress because we couldn't afford a real bed. We slept on a mattress for a long time. My son actually slept on the floor. All right. He slept on the mattress or the floor too. I can't remember when we moved to our other house. He did have his own room, but when But in the beginning, right, he was in the room with us in his baby bed, lived in the hood. It's a lot of things I can say, right? Those people that may not have had that situation. Maybe you're a stay-at-home mom, you just had a kid, and you don't want to go back to work. That's typical for stay-at-home moms, especially new moms. Okay, most of them anyway. Okay, they have a baby, right? And they don't want to go back to work. They want to be home with their baby because they don't want to put the baby in daycare, right? Or maybe you already earn six figures, but you don't have no time. You want time freedom. You're always at work. You work 80 hours a week. I don't know what that feels like, but some of you guys do. You work 80 hours a week. You don't have a life. Okay, you're missing your kids grow up. Someone else is raising your kids. All right. And if you can do it all over, you will take less money if it will pay your bills if you could have more time. Know who you're talking to. Just don't randomly put out stuff without a strategy behind it. And most people, unfortunately, market and post things without an actually strategy behind it. And they just hope for something good to happen. You have to know who you're talking to. Once you identify your target market and you know exactly who you're talking to, and you get specific, you're going to have better results in your marketing. Who was I? Who am I? I just talked about that. Okay. And the final thing is focus, ladies and gentlemen. Focus. I'm not going to be long, but you got to focus. It's the beginning of the year in January. And I know some people have joined our program, and our program is not an MLM at all. So if you are in the MLM and you're looking for something to complement your business or to help you build your business, or a funded proposal or a system for your business or whatever, you can look at our program because we're not trying to deter anybody from their business at all. We're not an MLM. But I will say this. You got to focus on something if you want to make six figures any year, especially in 2017. Here's why. And this is why I'm shooting this video, because it's the beginning of the year, and every single year, new companies launch. I'm just going to be real with you. New companies always launch. Leaders and people shift, and they move on to other companies because they feel like they need to, for whatever reason. Everybody feel like they need to go join a new business in the beginning of the year. I don't know why. In most cases, this is the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life. But most people feel like they have to do something new every single year, right? And if you look at what most people are doing, they just join in every single thing under the sun. And these are the same people that have been doing the same thing for the last 5 to 10 years. And I'm not bashing anybody, but some of you, right? And you know who you are, and I'm not calling you out by name or anything like that, but I've been friends with you for a long time on Facebook, and I watch you, okay? Every single year, I'm like, man, when are they going to get it? Just when I think you got it, you go and do it again, right? And I'm not knocking you because I did the same thing, but I discovered very quickly that in order for me to be taken seriously in the industry, not only by other leaders, but also by prospects, because you have to remember that people are watching your every move. They may not say anything, but excuse me, you better believe people are watching you. Okay, they may not say nothing, but they watching you, right? And if they see that you are inconsistent with everything that you do, and if you changing companies every single week or every single month, that does not show consistency at all. That shows instability, because a person that has vision is not going to be joining new companies every single month. And I hate to throw this out there like that, but I'm just keeping it real with you. A person that really has a real vision, okay, and stability, they're not going to be jumping from company to company every single month. You can't do what everybody else do. You cannot pay attention to what everybody else is doing. If you feel like somebody is distracting you, because whatever they promoting always look good, you need to unfollow them. I'm just keeping it real. I had to do that myself. I'm like, I don't need to be worried about what everybody else doing or how they doing it. I'm just going to do what I do best, right? And focus on what I got going on here, because I know what we got here is something special. And that's what you have to know, because a lot of times you have a business that's hot, right? But it's not growing as fast as you think it should right now. Okay, but as soon as it gets ready to get hotter, what happens? You get distracted and you join the next new deal because they promised that you were gonna make $60,000 in 30 days. Okay, then you do that for 2 weeks, and then another company come out and they tell you, well, our compensation plan is better than the other company, and we're gonna show you how to make $60,000 in 2 weeks. And then guess what? You do that for another 2 weeks, and then another company come out and say, guess what? Our compensation plan is better. Our marketing system is better, and we're gonna show you how to hit $60,000 in 1 week. Do y'all see where I'm going with this? Because it's an ongoing process. There's always going to be something that comes out that promises to be bigger and better. Okay? Maybe it is, maybe it's not. But if you keep falling for the okie doke every time that happens, you're going to find yourself spending a whole lot of money. Okay? You're going to find yourself in the black or in the red. Okay? And you're going to find yourself losing a whole lot of influence, if you had any, with the people that used to follow you in the industry. And you're going to find yourself in the same position or spot you're in now, if you're not making six figures, at the end of the year or next year in January, saying the same thing, singing the same song and the same tune. You have to reach a point to where you say enough is enough. I am going to break the cycle of repeat, the cycle of failure, the cycle of being distracted, right? You cannot allow distraction to basically ruin your chances of changing your life. You cannot allow it, because as an entrepreneur, there's a whole lot of distractions, especially on the internet and social media. There's so many distractions, but it's your responsibility to say, hey, you have to make the right decisions. Okay. Some things you may want to do because it complements your primary business, and some things you just want to stay away from. Why would you have 5 different primary businesses? That don't even make sense. Tell me how you going to build 5 different primary businesses at the same time. You cannot be everything to everyone, and you cannot be in everything with everyone. Focused. For the people that are watching and you see what I promote on Facebook, I almost guarantee you, right, that, and I hate to put this out here like this, but this business is going to make me at least $500,000. Okay, I'm shooting for more, but I'm going to, scale it down a little bit and say $500,000 with what I'm doing. And it's not even an MLM. $500,000. I'm focused. I had people call me about different MLMs. I'm not untouchable or unreachable. I have people pitching me stuff all the time. I got people trying to sell me on the coins, and I'm not knocking people that's doing the Bitcoins and the one coins and whatever other coins you're selling, right? I ain't knocking that, but I'm just saying I got people pitching me on that. I got people pitching me on this, on whatever. Okay, some of it may make sense, some of it don't. But honestly, I'm too busy with what I got going on now to even entertain the idea of anything else, first of all. And secondly, that will be nothing but a distraction for me at this point. Because right now, my business personally, and this is how you can think, is going into momentum. And if it don't complement my business, I'm not gonna entertain it. Plain and simple. I'm not gonna entertain it if it don't complement or enhance my business. I won't entertain it. Okay, because this is the most important thing, and this is why I want to talk about it last. Because we entertain things that don't enhance our business. Instead, it takes us away from our business, and it takes us off the path that we're on, right? You have walked. Okay, it's kind of like this. And then I'm going to close this out because I don't want this to be too long. All right, think about it like this. Let's say if you had a goal, right, to walk 3 miles, all right, and you're walking and you get down to the mile and a half mark. Okay. But then someone else tells you, okay, hey, you should go this way. Okay. You should go this way. And then you end up going whatever way they tell you, to find that you end up back in the same place where you started. And that's probably a horrible analogy, but you get my point. You found yourself being distracted by what looked good on the surface, or maybe you seen someone attractive or something attractive, and they led you back to the same place where you started. So now you have to start all over again and try to reach that 3 mile mark. And then you allow something or someone else to distract you again, which forces you to have to start over again. And now you have to keep walking those miles. So instead of you actually walking 3 miles, you end up walking 100. Okay? Because you kept allowing little distractions to take you off course. You cannot afford to be distracted if you want to make 6 figures this year, ladies and gentlemen. There's going to be new companies, new programs, or whatever. You cannot be in every single last one that come out. It's virtually impossible. If you look at anybody, okay, that's well respected in this industry, that's made multiple 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures, 9 figures, right? These people are focused. They not going for the okie doke. The people that's okie doking and hokey poking around and playing musical chairs are the people that are trying to make it. Okay? The people that are trying to make it that will never make it because their mindset ain't right. They ain't ready yet because they ain't focused. The people that's doing it big is not because they're better than you or they're more special than you. It's because they discovered one thing. Okay? Okay? One main thing. They discovered a lot, but the main thing is focus. Focus is key, and you got to build. Once you focus, then you can build. You cannot build anything if you're not focused because you're not going to be in the game long enough to build it. And I hope somebody caught that. So if you're in a network marketing company right now and you're watching this, you got to focus. And through that focus, you're able to build. And through building, you're going to be rewarded. So this is Reginald Stinson. You can go to my blog, connectwithreginald.com. Again, if you're on Facebook, like this video, share this video, YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. You can go like my page, facebook.com/UOP now. Okay. Again, facebook.com/UOP now. I am going to be streaming these type of trainings on my Facebook page here really soon. I'm going to do more so on there. So if you don't want to miss the next one, subscribe to my Facebook page and make sure you click on the button that says, okay, I don't know what it says, so I'm just going to go over here. Let's just go over here. Let's see here. And I probably won't be able to see it. I'm going to have to go to somebody else's page to show you what it looks like. So let's go to Sandy Krokowski. Sandy. And that's not it. Hold on. Let me show you. But you're going to go to my page, actually. And let me show you. I'm going to click on her page. And then once you like the page, you're going to go on the following. Okay. And you're going to click on that. And then you're going to click on see first. And then you're going to click on notifications all on. Okay. That way, whenever I launch a Facebook Live or what have you, or a training, whatever I do, you will be notified on Facebook so that you won't miss it, because I'm not going to be doing these for long on my regular profile if you're on Facebook currently. And if I go to my page, I'm just going to show you what it looks like. Okay, but you're going to do the steps I just showed you. The reason why I had to do hers is because obviously I can't show you that on my own page. Okay, it's because it's my page. All right, but this is the page. You're going to like the page and do all that stuff. I'm going to start posting this type of content on this page. So this is Reginald Stinson. I'm signing off. You all have a blessed day.